Let's talk about rules in family life. Sometimes parents don't want to use rules or have rules because they view rules to be oppressive. But let me show you how to use rules in a strategic way so that you can maximize them in family life. Because all families have rules. Whether it's a rule to flush the toilet when you leave the bathroom, or it's a rule that sets limits on electronics, there are just general rules we have. Some are written down, some are more formal, some are just expectations that we have in family life. So the key to understanding rules is to recognize that rules are based on values and convictions. When you understand that, then you realize that rules are actually teaching these convictions and values to your children. They're the outworking of it. They're the outward practice of something going on inside of you. And so when you have values, then you want them communicated. So when we look at the rules in the Bible, for example, the Ten Commandments, each one of them represents a value that God has. Rules are very important for us. They help us govern our lives. And those rules really are most valuable when they come from our hearts. And so we're using rules to actually form what's going on in children's hearts because we're helping them to grow and to mature. So there are some rules that have to do with relationship, that might have to do with manners or greeting people and so on, that we greet people or we say thank you or I'm sorry. Those things are important things because we value relationships. Another set of rules have to do with self-control. Things like why we go to bed at a certain time. We have a bedtime, or why we clean our room, or why we set limits on electronics. Those have to do with self-control. The other rules that have to do with safety, about checking in or not going past a certain boundary, or having certain limits on a cell phone so that children don't go into places that are dangerous. All of those are important. Now, if you understand that rules are based on values, then you can be much more effective at communicating with young people who often don't like the rules, and you're the strictest family. Well, the reason we have these rules is because our family is based on convictions that other families might not have. And so we're explaining this to young people, and they can set up their own rules. I often say to parents, you can tell your young person, hey, why don't you create a journal of all the things you're going to do differently when you have your own kids? That's okay. But we're doing this because we have convictions in our home. We have values. We have certain things that we're doing in this home because this is how we live. This is what we believe. And when you tie your rules to convictions and values, that make it easier for children to accept, and they make it easier for you to position yourself well, even if your children don't agree. For more biblical parenting tips, follow me here.